Welcome to the Life Curation Podcast. I'm your host, Andrina Tisi. Together, we will explore thoughts, inspirations, and conversations that feed our soul, spark the mind, and nourish the body. Thank you so much for being here to learn and grow, and for walking this journey called life with me. Hello, my dears. Thank you for tuning in to this episode on the Life Curation Podcast. This is a little bit of a different episode. So some of you may know that I was in Zanzibar over Christmas and New Year's. It was a 5-week timeout that I gifted myself. And the simple fact to have so much time still feels so luxurious in the very best way. And during my time there, I had the privilege to meet Haji, Makame. Ame was born and raised in Zanzibar and then moved for love to Norway, where he lived for almost 10 years. And now, for almost 3 years, he's back in Zanzibar. While he was showing us some of the really cool and amazing places on the island, we had some amazing conversations about life in Zanzibar and life in Norway, the different cultures, and his experience in living in both places. And I really learned a lot. So I asked him if he would come onto the podcast, and luckily I did bring my little microphone. If you hear some background noises, you know why, because it's Zanzibar. And at the beginning, we talked a little bit more facts and figures about him, and then we get into more of his cross-culture experience. So thank you for staying on and for listening in. So Ame, thank you so much for taking your time here to be on the Life Curation Podcast.
Yes, you're welcome.
So for the listeners, as I mentioned in the intro, we are here in Zanzibar, so you may hear some tropical background noises. And I met Ahmed like 2 weeks ago. He was driving us to Stone Town and we had a super interesting conversation. So you're born and raised here, is that correct?
Yes.
And then how long did you live in Norway?
Well, I lived in Norway since 2008. So in total, I can say I lived in Norway almost 10 years.
And you came back then 2018?
End of 2017.
17.
Yes.
And what made you move to Norway?
Because I met the love of my life. I fell in love. She was cute and I was young. We were both young. So I was like, why not? Yeah.
Did you meet here?
Yes, I met her when I was working at the hotel. Yeah, that's how we met.
And then you lived here together for a while and then decided to move to Norway.
Yeah, we met 2004, December, somewhere there. And then she was coming back and forth until 2008. We got married. Then I decided to move with her to Norway.
And how was it for you to, this is now a big, long question, but we can break it down a little bit too. How was it for you to be in Norway, or let's start with arriving in Norway?
Yeah, it was a culture shock when I get to Norway. First, when she was driving me from the airport to where she lives, there was no one in the street, and I was thinking, where are the people? I asked her. And she was like, this is highway. There's no one walk around here. because I'm used here on the road. Everyone is walking, everybody, like bicycle, donkeys, like chickens. Everyone is just running around on the street. Yeah, so well, that was like a big shock.
And it must have also been a shock in terms of the temperature.
The temperature, I think, when I got there was summer. I think it was in August somewhere. So the temperature was okay. Yeah.
And then how was it for you to make your own life in Norway? I mean, she's from there, it's her friends, her family, and for you it's everything is new. How was that for you?
It was very difficult for a friend-wise because I didn't have friends. I knew some people, but everyone was busy with their stuff, with their life. And her friends was her friends. So I was more like together with her or her family. Her family was really nice. So I got a lot of support from her family. Yeah.
And did you meet people also from Tanzania, or was it more like the friends that you made were, I mean, of course, also her friends, but did you meet other Norwegians? Were they open to friendships?
There were some Tanzanian guys that they've been living there already. Maybe like they had relationship or working or studying. And to get to Norwegian people to become like friends, it wasn't easy. I tried so much, but I can say after 10 years when I left, I felt like I didn't have like a genuine friend that I can kind of count on.
Do you think this is one of the biggest cultural differences between here and, I mean, I'm going to say Europe now, because I feel like it could be a little bit similar in European countries?
Yes, because I think here it's so easy to make friends. That's why I like it here. People are very social. You can talk to anyone without thinking like they're gonna think like it's strange. Yeah. But there is like if you say hi to somebody, it's like, what? It's like, do I know you? Something like that. So for me, it was like a big challenge. Yeah.
So people here are more open, and I mean, I see that too in Switzerland. They're more reserved and guarded in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here people are open, as you can see. Like yes. Everyone says hello. Some they have their intentions, but still, they can smile and look at you and like with their like smile on their face. But up there is like people are, I don't know, they're so serious. Like you don't know if they're happy or they're not happy. They just, something like that.
Well, that's a good segue into, happiness. European is so rich and abundant, and here people have less. Do you feel people are happier here than there, or is it similar?
I think it's similar. People here are happier because maybe that's the best way for us to comfort ourselves. Being grumpy and sad all the time and poor at the same time, maybe it will make things even worse. Mm-hmm. And there, I don't know, maybe because everyone has enough for themselves, that's why they just kept for themselves. Yeah. Yeah,
but I also feel like here the sense of community is much stronger than, I'm going to say Europe again. I just see it also, especially in big cities. I think, did you live in the city or in the countryside in Norway?
I lived in the city in Oslo, I think, for 6 years or something. And then we moved out to this small town, not village, but out of the city. People there were more social because the houses were like closer to each other. And, most people who live there, they have like kids. So kids can run around outside and then the parents can be around so they can talk to each other. While in the city, everyone busy, going to work, come back after work, lock themselves in, no contact at all.
Yeah, that's what I feel in Switzerland too, is that in the cities are even more quote unquote isolated, or people are more to themselves than even if you just go a little bit to the countryside. So you have 2 children, correct?
Yes, I do. One, the boy is 10, Elias, and Mina is 5. Yeah.
And they're both in Norway.
Yes, they live with their mom in Norway. I think they're in this very safe hands. So I miss them, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, how often do you see them?
Once or twice a year. And of course, I talk to them almost every day, like on a WhatsApp call.
And you mentioned before that, meeting then with other parents, was then, once you had children, was that easier to get a kind of a social network?
Yeah, it was kind of, because the kids doesn't have boundaries. So they play to each other, like with each other. And then, of course, the parents kind of forced to have a contact to each other as well. So, yeah, we kind of had that contact through kids. Yeah. Mm.
Kids are good segues, and they don't care. They just play.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care about color or if you can talk or you don't talk their language. They're just kids, yeah.
How was it for you to learn Norwegian?
It was difficult. It took me some time because when I got to Norway, I was almost like 30 years old. I think my brain was almost dead when it came to learn new language. So it was hard, and people were expecting like you could speak the language. So if you go to the shop, everywhere you go, they speak to you in the language. And some of them, if you don't speak the language, they're like, like, what? Don't you speak Norwegian? Yeah. So it was a little bit difficult, yeah. But after some years, I could understand stuff and I could communicate and write a little bit. Yeah.
That's amazing. And in terms of your work, how was that for you?
In Norway?
Yes.
Work, I think it was fine because I was lucky. The place where I've been working was like very good environmental workplace. And some places, or many places where I've been working, it was like foreigners. So it's so easy for me. Foreigners are, you meet together in a foreign country, you become kind of family in a way. So it was easy, I would say. Mm.
And did you experience any discrimination, like racially, that you feel like make that harder for you?
Not very openly, but you could feel it, Yeah. So I cannot pinpoint exactly where I faced the discrimination, but you could feel it, like maybe sometime if maybe you look for a job, you send your application, and then I assume, I don't know, but like when they see you have like a foreign name, you don't even get an answer. Yeah, and sometimes you can. I sent almost like over 100 application, and maybe 20 response. Yeah, so I think they pick someone who either Scandinavian, and it doesn't in Norway. I think it doesn't matter where you're from. If you are not from Denmark, Sweden, Norway, those Scandinavian country, you're still a foreigner, just like me, from Africa.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's interesting. So even if you're from another country, let's say in Europe.
Yeah, I think we face the same, unless you have very good education, so they can pick education, but I don't think they look color or religion, no. I think they are more, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, because I remember very well one time I went to like a pub to ask for a cleaning job. And I get asked, like, do you speak Norwegian? I said a little bit. Do you speak Danish? I said no. Do you speak Swedish? I said no. They said, okay, then you cannot get a job. Because if you could speak these 3 languages, then you have a bigger chance of working with us. Yeah, so it was a little bit heartbreaking, but...
Wow, yeah, that is interesting,
kind of
yeah.
discrimination, yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Is there a lot of Swedish and Danish in Norway?
Swedish. There are a lot of Swedish because I think maybe the economy in Sweden is I mean, in Norway, they have more opportunities for them to work, especially for young people. Yeah.
And so, your children, they were born in Norway, right?
Yeah.
So they grow up, in Norway, you grew up here. And now, what do you feel, for your growing up here and them growing up there? What's kind of the biggest difference, and what would you like to also teach them that you maybe learned here that you feel they don't have in Norway?
I think to be open-minded. I feel like how can I say? That's a tricky question. Well, at least I'm trying to raise them like I've been raised. Like to love everyone, to be happy, not to complain of everything, because they're lucky that they have everything there. I didn't grow up like that. I don't remember in my whole life, actually, that I had even a car toy. Yeah, and my son, one day, he counted the cars. It was like 100 cars. And I asked, hey, can I take some to Africa so I can give them to the kid? And he was like, let me think about it, And then I'm thinking, okay, you have all these cars. You don't need them. You can give away some. So I think, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like they should appreciate what they have. That's how I want them to grow up, like that. And then they should also think about other people. Yeah, like they have enough, other people doesn't have enough. So sometime maybe they should be like good in sharing stuff. I want them to grow up like that.
That's a really good intention to have. Do they come and see you here?
Yeah, they come here often, maybe like once or twice a year. So I either go there once, they come here once. We do like that. Maybe during this COVID time, then it was a little bit hard. So I only been there. They were here 2 times in 2019. Then 2020 got the virus. 2019, 2020. And I was there, yeah. I was there 2021, June to July, mid-July. Yeah. So we see each other, I would say, pretty often. Yeah.
And so, now I'm not sure if I have the numbers right, but you're back here now 3 years?
3 years, 4 years now almost, yeah.
How was it for you after being away for such a long time? I mean, when I moved back to Switzerland from Canada, it was 14 years. But of course, I'm going to say, more similar Canada to Switzerland than Norway, Zanzibar.
Yeah.
When you moved back after such a long time, how was that for you?
It was a bit hard because all my friends, I have very good friends. I'm very thankful for that. Very good family. Like I get support everywhere. But when I get back, then like I feel like everyone had their business. Like they're moving on with their daily life. And I feel like I was starting all over again. Yeah. So luckily, I have a good friends, I have good family, I had a place to stay. So it was just a matter of looking for a job. And I've been working with very good people. So when I get back, then I get back to my old job. I was working at a dive center. That was at Sunset Bangalore, scuba diving. So then it was fine. Yeah, days was going by, and then it was difficult in a way that I missed my kids. I was kind of getting depressed at the beginning, yeah. But then after a while, of course, during the day, it's fine because I'm busy with the people. In the evening, when the sun goes down, then it was very hard. Yeah, it took me some times, yeah. So now it's much better, yeah.
Was it just time and process to feel better, or did something particular help you?
I think the biggest thing when I come back here, until today, that is haunting me, is that I miss my kids so much. And I feel like when I left Norway, I spent like almost 10 years there, and when I came back, I felt like I was alone. So I felt like in a way I lost 10 years of my life. I invest something, 10 years of my life, and then I came back with nothing. Yeah, so that was like really, really hard. So until now, I'm struggling with it. But when I talk to my kids, they give me hope, and yeah, life goes on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it is, but I can just imagine how hard that is. And it's good that you have family and friends here who give you support.
Yeah, I have very good friends here who give me support, family, and of course, my ex-wife. Like, we are very good friends. We communicate every day. She's really, really nice. My kids, yeah. So, yeah, I'm doing fine in a way. But I think the biggest thing that I'm still struggling is my kids, my family. Yeah, I miss them so much because I feel like I'm just me. I have no one, and my kids are there. Of course, my ex-wife, she's a very good woman. She's taking very good care of my kids. I'm not worried about it. They're in safe hands. But in a way, I feel jealous that she's raising them, enjoying the good time, bedtime, all this stuff that's going on with them. I miss that. I wish I was in their life and doing the same like every morning, wake them up, take them to shower, make them food, fight with them, laugh with them, all those stuff.
Yeah, it's the everyday life to see them growing up. What made you move back?
That's a hard question. I moved back because I think I didn't like the place. Norway is a great country, a lot of opportunities, but for me, I didn't find my place, and I tried for almost 10 years, but I wasn't happy. So then I decided to move back. And actually, I feel happy in that way, but yeah, I don't miss the country. I don't miss being there, not at all. I only miss the loved one that I have who live there. And yeah, but I think, yeah, the social life, the lifestyle, it wasn't for me. Yeah, so that's why I come back. It's hard here, but in a way, I feel like it was harder there in a way. For example, I can wake up here in the morning and I don't know what I'm going to have for breakfast or what I'm going to have for lunch. But still my mood is like, okay, whatever, I will get something to eat. And when the sun goes down, maybe I had lunch, I had breakfast, I had lunch, I had dinner. But in Norway, you wake up in the morning, you go in the fridge full of stuff, meat, chicken, pizza, and then you don't know what to eat, you just, you don't know what to eat. You're just going to sit there again, and then you go back again, then you're just going to end up take pizza, put in the oven, eat. So it's two different lifestyle. Yeah. So I think, yeah, in a way, I don't know. There is not my thing. I didn't like the lifestyle there.
What do you think can Europeans learn from, I'm going to say Africans, but maybe Tanzania, the people here, and vice versa? What can people learn here from what you've experienced, or how you know the European or the Norwegian culture? So, yeah, so what can Europeans learn from people here, and what can people from here learn?
I think the culture is very unique thing. It's very special. It's very individual. I mean, from country to country or from type of people.
Yeah.
So their culture, maybe for their perspective, is a good culture, and my culture is a good culture for how I see it. But of course, there's some few stuff that for me, when I was living in Norway, I found that people are less appreciate what they have. They don't appreciate like stuff they have. And I want people to be like more thankful, because like when I was there in Norway, you can drink the water from the tap, I've been living there for 10 years. I never carry water in a bucket, the electricity, like I said, like maybe never go off, and before it goes off, you hear the radio, the news, the newspaper, everyone saying, this date is gonna take off the power, for this.
3 months from now, the power is gonna go off.
It's gonna go for 10 minutes, and then people like, oh my God, it's gonna be so warm, During the winter, they will, like, during the summer, they will complain, maybe it's gonna be so hot. We wanna have like a cold drinks for 10 minutes, So I think they should be more like thankful, because they have so much, they have so much. They have very good healthcare, schools, like a social benefit, and then the infrastructure is good. There's so much good stuff, to be honest. And here, we're struggling, we don't have water in our houses. You either has to buy it, and it costs. People doesn't have jobs here. Many people just walking around with no jobs. And maybe in Europe, people have more. They are more on a safer side. You have job. If you don't have a job, you can go to the office where they're dealing with the job. They help you out either with day money to help you get food. Here, no, we don't have that opportunity. So I think people should be very much thankful for what they have. And here, there is stuff that we should learn from you guys. I think I can pick one thing, environmental thing, to keep the city clean. We don't have that education. People grown up, they can drink water and just throw the plastic bottle on the street. They don't care. The garbage is everywhere. I think that we should learn to keep our city clean, like our village clean. And then, what else can I say? Maybe sometime we should also appreciate what we have. Because for me, before I went to Norway, I was like, Zanzibar just like Zanzibar. When I see the beach, it's just like the beach. Hey, I meet tourists, then they say, man, look at this stars, so beautiful. And I was like, just the stars, so what? They're like, hey, can you go down to watch the sunset? And I'm like, sunset? What it is with the sunset? Oh my God. Yeah, so then when I get to Norway, my ex-wife took me to the beach. I was like, let's go to the beach today. I said, okay. So we drove a little bit out. I think the place called Big Doy, outside of Oslo. And then when you get there, I was like, this is the beach. I was like, this? Is this the beach? Yes, but it's not like yours. I was like, okay. Because I didn't see like a whitey sandy beach. It was like stony, yes. I don't know what the color, like brown stony. And then the water was gray. It wasn't like a blue. So I was like, is this salty? So I took a bite because I thought it was like a river water. Yes. She said, it was salty. Then I was like, okay, so this is the beach. So then I'm like, okay, so now I know why you guys paying a lot of money to come to my country to enjoy the beach. Yeah. And then, of course, the sun. During the winter, you see sun with very few days. Yeah. And here, we always have sun like this. So now, actually, I stopped complaining after living in Norway. Like, it's too much sun. No. I think it's fine. Let it shine. And then what? The stars. You don't see the stars. You have to go out in the mountains, somewhere far where there's no light in the street. Then you can see the stars. While here, you walk with the stars, Yeah. So I think we also need to appreciate that and to be like happy and thankful for where we come from. Yeah. And what else? I don't know. Is there anything you see?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I mean, It happened to me too when I, was away and then came back to Switzerland. And I left. I was so young. I was like 20, and I just wanted to leave Switzerland. And then when I got back, I was like, or even when I was in the States, I was like, oh, Switzerland is not that bad. So I do think, seeing other places does make us see what we have. Another thing I would like to touch on is, so here there is like a mix of Muslim and Christian, correct?
We're in Tanzania?
Yes.
In Zanzibar? Yeah. I think there's more than Muslim and Christian, but those at least are the bigger religions. But so far, like, we live so good. When I moved to Norway, I felt the gap, or in the Western media, between Islam and other religion, all the chaos, while I have never experienced here. So also in a way it was harder for me to hear like a lot of bad stuff about Muslims or about Islam, because I didn't grow up like that to hear like people talk about each other in a bad way. Yeah, here Muslim, Christian, like we don't have the difference. The only difference, maybe I will go to mosque, my Christian friend will go to church on Sunday, but we are friends. People becomes couples. So I think it's a good thing here. And I think that is also something like people should understand, because I don't know if you guys don't learn in school or the media or the politics, but I feel like sometimes you're not you, but the Western can think very negative against Islam, but here we're doing fine. Yeah, Muslim, Christian, I guess there's a Jews here, there's other religion, no problem.
Yeah, that's why I ask this question, because that's what I notice, and I think it's so beautiful to see, right? And I do think the media does do a lot of pushing against each other, right? So I think it's really nice to see that here you just notice that there is different religions, but it's almost like not a topic. It's just everybody lives their life in a way.
I think we are respecting each other. I think we respect each other. So I cannot talk bad about religion, or criticizing much about your religion. And I think that is good for us. It's helping. We don't have like a freedom of speech that you can offend someone and say like, I'm free to talk whatever I want to talk. I cannot. I respect your belief. You should respect my belief. And then, because I think belief is very personal. Yeah. So I cannot come here and say, hey, why you Muslim don't eat pig? Yeah, we don't eat pig. So what? There's some people maybe in Christianity doesn't eat pig. People doesn't eat cow, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. So here we live side by side and not a problem at all. We respect each other.
And it's also nice what you said, that people also, couples come together from the different religion.
Yes, they are. Sometimes you can face a little bit of, misunderstanding in the families, but it's not a huge deal, because I think, from my opinion, what unites them is love, not religion, And I believe there's only one God, and maybe God will judge you and judge me, not you judge me or me I judge you, okay, at the end of the day. So for my opinion, I think it's fine, If somebody is like from this religion, marry that religion, if they agree, they are happy with it, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I agree, and I wish that more of the world would see it that way.
Yeah. But I know the problem comes when how to raise the kids.
Yeah, Okay.
Yeah, there is a big problem. Yeah. So, for my example, I can give it myself. I'm a Muslim. I believe, in my religion. But my kids now are young, you know. So when they grow up, when they know about religion, they can choose what is good for them. I mean, if they choose my religion, yeah, I will be happy. If they choose the other religion, it'll be okay. It's their life, and maybe I will challenge them by just asking questions. Why you choose this? Maybe they can explain. But I think it's personal. So if I'm Muslim, you are not non-Muslim. But at the end of the day, we sit here, we talk, we laugh, we do good stuff. I think that is important than just focusing in who religion are you, what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of the entire world is like not judgment, right? Like even now with the whole COVID situation, there's a lot of polarity and a lot of judgment depending what opinion people have or not. And I think what you said, it's just asking each other questions, also to learn from each other. I think it's such a big opportunity, actually.
Yes, instead of just pointing finger. Yeah, you ask question, you get the answer, you're not satisfied, you ask the question again until you meet somewhere in the middle. Yeah, instead of just criticizing, like pointing finger without even knowing why that person behaving or doing that way. Yeah, you need to get to know them first, and maybe you can make a judgment. But without knowing them, you should just, let it be.
So we're going to come to a close soon, but I have one more question, and I know that might be a big and a not so easy question, but what are your visions and your dreams for your future?
My vision? I don't know. This is the thing. Maybe some of us fail because we have vision, but the thing is, sometimes if you need a starting point, to start somewhere to make your dreams come true. Yeah. And for the life we're living in now is very difficult. So we just live day by day, We have dreams, but you don't know what dreams because, I don't know, maybe my dream, I just want to be happy. I want to have good family, happy friends, laugh a lot, less crying maybe. I don't know, just enjoying the life.
I think that's not such a bad thing, also living in the moment.
Yes. We're just living the moment, yeah. So, bigger dreams, I don't have bigger dreams. I have dreams, but I don't know. I'm 44 now. If I don't know my dreams, sounds weird, yeah?
No.
No?
No.
I don't know. I just live the moment, in the moment, yeah.
I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I don't have to stress, like, thinking about 5 years later. I don't know if I'm going to be alive,
Yeah.
So I'm focusing today and tomorrow, maybe the day after. The rest, I leave it to God. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Ame, for sharing a little bit of your story.
No problem. You're very welcome. I hope, I know. I hope it was a great interview. I don't know what you call it. So it was nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I honestly wish I didn't hit stop recording when I did. We continued to talk for a good little while. For example, how we here in Europe are very goal and vision oriented, which also moves us forward. However, we may also lose sight of today. And like John Lennon said, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. And I love making plans. And on the other hand, people in Zanzibar may not see the possibility that tomorrow has and what potential lies within them. So, moral of the story, nothing is better than the other. For me, it's about seeing, reframing, and appreciating who we are, where we come from, and what we have, and give the same courtesy to everybody else. Once again, every day of these 5 weeks, I learned that traveling opens my horizon in so many different aspects. Not only on the outside, but also on the inside. And it connects to myself. So let's continue to learn from one another with an open mind and heart. Much, much love, my dears. Thank you for your open ears and your open mind and heart.